Peter Lovett in the lead. Twice winner of the British Grand Prix supporting the car event. Against a man he knows so well, Frank Sittner. They race BMWs against each other in the county championship. They know each other's tactics. Brian, any chance of Sittner closing this gap?
Yeah, I think there's every possibility, but I think the great thing for me is that a Rover is out-handling a BMW on this circuit, which is really not just about power, but a handling circuit. To see that a British saloon car like the Rover is in fact now almost a fine racing machine, I think that bodes well for everyone inside British Leyland.
Yes, as I did say, Brian, there is a little shadow hanging over this because there has been a protest against the eligibility of the factory Rovers. It's a very technical situation. It's not really worth going into detail here, but basically Frank Sittner, who's representing BMW, says the cars are too wide at the back. And that is finally going to be sorted out by the RAC in Pall Mall some months hence. So the race result will certainly be provisional, but nevertheless it is a good battle. It's a shame that this acrimony has crept into British saloon car racing, but there is a lot at stake, and that's why it has. Goes through the park chicane again. Accelerating now past the pits, onto lap 20, into the closing stages. Frank Sittner will see his pit board. Rides up on the curb, will know, but he's only got 4 laps now to have a go at the Rover. What would your tactics be, Brian?
Well, I think that Lovett in car number 3 has really got the race under control, and the main thing that he's got to do now is just tell himself that he's got no problems, calm himself down, treat the machinery very gently, because if he doesn't make a mistake, there's no way that Sittner can get past. I mean, it's a fairly small circuit in terms of width, Donington, and these Rovers and these saloon cars in particular are very wide. I nearly said the Rover's very wide, perhaps I shouldn't prejudge that, but in fact, I think that now he's just got to calm himself down, just run out these few laps, and for sure, if he doesn't make a mistake, he's going to come the winner.
Right, well, there we see Peter Lovett working away. Full-face helmet in that car. As you see, all the seats stripped out of it. They're allowed to do that in the regulations. There's no question doubt about that. The car is stripped out of all the seating, just a specially tailored driver's seat, and pretty noisy in there. But of course, there is a rear view mirror, and large in that rear view mirror, he will see the BMW, the white BMW of Frank Sittner. Accelerating past the pits again. So, lap 21. There is Frank. They really do work hard at the wheel of these cars, not like very precise single-seaters. You have to soar at the wheel, and that's exactly what they're doing. Oh, and look at that Metro still having that tremendous battle for the class with the special man's Mazda, the all-rotary RX-7 is twitching about like mad. These Mazdas have been very quick in saloon car championship races a couple of years ago when Tom Walkinshaw was preparing them. This, indeed, an ex-Walkinshaw car. James Shermer of Scotland giving it a good go, and Graham Good still in there, and Tony Pond doing the best he can, still laying quite a smoke screen, banging it up on the curb. And that really is a tremendous battle between those three. Actually, that's great. Mike Newman in his Capri. Well, that Metro's certainly smoking, but just hanging on in there. Well, join me in the commentary position now, Jeff Allen, and looking not too disappointed, a slightly wry smile. We're watching Jeff at this tremendous battle with Tony Pond, but let's ask you, you had that race in the pocket. What happened?
Collected a puncture around about lap 15 and down to the back, and I felt it go. Managed to get down to the pit. They put another tyre on the car, but unfortunately the wheel didn't fit quite right, and I could feel it wobbling, so the race was over.
Season isn't going your way, is it?
I'm having an unlucky season. I thought I broke it today. I've had 2 bad races, and today I was there, obviously the fastest man on the circuit, luck's not running with me. And when your luck's out...
What was the condition of the track? Is it in fairly good condition today?
There's a lot of oil on the circuit. Someone must have dropped a lot of oil in practice, the old hairpin, and the track is very, very greasy. And I was driving as neat as I could to keep the tyres in good shape. And I looked like I was going to win.
One more question, Jeff. Steve Soper never made it onto the line. Do you know what happened?
I gather there was he said to have a new engine before the race, and there was a small oil leak on the engine, and as you see on the warming up lap there, it was leaking quite badly, so he had to keep it checked.
Jeff Allen, thanks very much for joining us. You still see one of your Austin Rover teammates, Tony Pond, really having a tremendous battle out there with the Mazda. So Jeff Allen, disappointed man, not having his season, but perhaps finished Grand Prix, Jeff. That's your race. This is lap 23. Tony Pond in 5th place, trying really hard. But no chance that Tony will have of catching Peter Lovett. The BMW still has Peter Lovett in his sights. And there you see the BMW just catching up one of the little Volkswagens, tiny Golf, and just gobbles him up. And that is Alan Greenhalgh in his VW. Number 66, Alan Curnow in the Escort has just gone past me, sounding extremely sick. His race looks as if it's almost run. So we are coming to the very last couple of laps of this race, and it looks as if it's going to stay Peter Lovett's way, but Frank Sittner is that little bit closer. He hasn't really had any chance at challenging Peter Lovett. He's always had him in his sights, and Peter Lovett's probably got the race pretty well in control. And you can see Sittner there. Sittner is definitely closer. It's now less than a second. They go down the street, down the straight, up to about 130, hard on the brakes, down into second gear. Right. Snap it left. Slide wide. Use all of that curving. And Frank Sittner certainly is having a big charge. These two, well away from the rest of the field. Brian, talk us through this penultimate lap.
Well, the Rover now has certainly got it in control. If he can just keep calm, then he's got no problem. But Sittner is certainly putting the pressure on. They're going down into the Craner curves. But the gap really, unless Lovett does make this mistake, he has absolutely no problem. In fact, just looking at Frank now, it's dropping behind. They're going through the old hairpin. And I think that Frank has possibly decided to settle for second place. And Lovett's obviously driven a very good race. He threw the car about a bit in the early stages, but unfortunately for Jeff Allen, who was out in front, motor racing being what it did, it looks now like he's been handed the victory that he probably deserves.
Well, that's it. I'm not sure that Jeff Allen will agree with that, but Peter Lovett is on his last lap now. Peter Lovett, Rover first. Second place, Frank Sittner in the BMW. In third place, Tony Lanfranchi in an Opel. And in fourth place is the Alfa Romeo.